Did you know that every year companies make billions of dollars selling glasses, eye drops, supplements, and surgeries for vision problems? That's not a small industry. It's a massive machine fueled by one simple fact. Millions of older adults are losing their eyesight, and most of them feel powerless to stop it. It starts as a quiet struggle. You find yourself squinting a little harder to read the menu at your favorite restaurant. Then, the glare from oncoming headlights makes night driving feel unsafe, almost like a trap you cannot escape. Eventually, you start to fear the day you might lose your driver's license, and with it, your independence. It is a terrifying thought, feeling trapped in your own home, relying on others for the simplest tasks. If you have felt this fear, I want you to know that you are not alone, and more importantly, you are not broken. The standard medical advice often tells you that this decline is just a normal part of aging, something you must accept with grace. But I am here to tell you that is not the whole truth. In fact, it might be the biggest lie keeping you from the clarity you deserve. My name is Doctor, and I have spent my career uncovering the natural ways we can nourish our bodies to heal themselves. If you are new here, feel free to hit that subscribe button to join a community dedicated to reclaiming our health naturally. Today, we are going to challenge the narrative that your vision must fade as the years go by. We are going to look at the science of the eye, specifically the retina, and how a specific deficiency in vitamin A is often the hidden culprit behind the blurry vision, the night blindness, and the fear. But we aren't just talking about popping a pill. We are talking about 3 specific, powerful foods that, when eaten before bed, act as a miracle for your eyes, giving them the raw materials they need to repair and regenerate while you sleep. Imagine seeing clearly again. Imagine driving at night with total confidence. It is possible, and it starts with understanding how your eyes actually work. Your eyes are incredibly complex organs, constantly under attack from oxidative stress, blue light, and the simple wear and tear of using them every waking second. To combat this, they need specific nutrients. The most critical of these is vitamin A. However, not all vitamin A is created equal, and simply taking a multivitamin often isn't enough because your body needs it in a bioavailable form, combined with the right fats for absorption. This brings us to the first food, a humble root vegetable that holds the secret to restoring your night vision. I am talking about the sweet potato. Now, before you dismiss this as just another carb, you need to understand the power of beta-carotene. The bright orange flesh of the sweet potato is loaded with this precursor to vitamin A. Inside your body, beta-carotene is converted into retinol, the active form of vitamin A that your eyes desperately need. Specifically, this nutrient is vital for the health of your rod cells. Your retina has 2 types of photoreceptors, rods and cones. Cones help you see color and detail in bright light, but rods are your night vision warriors. They allow you to see in low light and detect motion. When you are deficient in vitamin A, your rod cells essentially go offline. This is why night driving becomes a nightmare. Let me tell you about Joan. Joan is a 68-year-old grandmother who loved visiting her grandkids, but she lived 40 minutes away. Over the last few years, she stopped staying for dinner because she was terrified of the drive home. The glare from streetlights blinded her, and she couldn't distinguish the edge of the road. She felt her world shrinking. Joan came to me thinking she needed surgery. Instead, we adjusted her diet. We introduced baked sweet potatoes into her evening routine. Why evening? Because the conversion of beta-carotene to retinol and the subsequent repair of rod cells is a process that peaks during the regenerative cycle of sleep. Within 6 weeks, Joan noticed a change. The halos around streetlights diminished. The road became defined again. She reclaimed her evenings, and she reclaimed her time with her family. Sweet potatoes provide over 200% of your daily recommended vitamin A in just 1 medium-sized serving. But simply eating them isn't enough. You must eat them with a fat source to ensure absorption, which we will cover in the meal plan later. But what about the sharpness of your central vision? That brings us to our second food, and this one is often unfairly demonized. I am talking about egg yolks. For decades, we were told to throw away the yolk to save our hearts, but in doing so, we were starving our eyes. The yolk is where the magic happens. It contains high concentrations of lutein and zeaxanthin. These are carotenoids that accumulate in the macula, the center of the retina responsible for your sharp, detailed vision. Think of the macula as the bullseye of your eye. When it degenerates, leading to age-related macular degeneration, or AMD. You lose the ability to recognize faces, read books, or thread a needle. Lutein and zeaxanthin act as natural sunglasses, filtering out harmful blue light and protecting the retinal pigment epithelium from oxidative damage. But here is what no one tells you. The lutein in eggs is far more bioavailable than the lutein in vegetables like spinach. Why? Because the egg yolk naturally contains cholesterol and healthy fats. Vitamin A and these carotenoids are fat-soluble. Without fat, your body cannot absorb them. When you eat a salad without dressing, you absorb almost none of the nutrients. When you eat an egg yolk, the vehicle for absorption is built right in. It is nature's perfect design. Let's talk about cholesterol for a second because I know you are worried. Recent studies published in major nutritional journals have debunked the myth that dietary cholesterol significantly impacts blood. Cholesterol for the majority of people. Your liver produces cholesterol because your brain and cells need it. When you eat it, your liver just produces less. So, by throwing away the yolk, you are throwing away the very medicine your eyes are craving. I want you to consider the texture of the yolk. It is rich, yellow, and vibrant. That color is the visual proof of its nutrient density. By eating 2 soft-boiled or poached eggs in the evening, you are delivering a concentrated dose of repair directly to your macula. This helps rebuild the pigment density in your eyes, sharpening your vision and protecting you from the gray blur of AMD. But we still have one more component to address: the surface of the eye and the clarity of the cornea. This leads us to our third food, the one you have heard about since you were a child, but probably aren't eating correctly. Carrots. Yes, Bugs Bunny was onto something, but there is a catch. Raw baby carrots dipped in ranch dressing aren't going to cut it. To unlock the full potential of carrots for your vision, they need to be cooked. Cooking breaks down the tough cellular walls of the carrot, releasing the beta-carotene so your body can actually use it. Carrots are essential for the health of the cornea, the clear front surface of the eye. A healthy cornea is crucial for focusing light onto the retina. When you are low in vitamin A, the cornea can become dry and cloudy. This is often why eyes feel gritty or tired at the end of the day. Let me share the story of David. David is 72 and he faced every senior's worst nightmare, the DMV vision test. His license was up for renewal, and he knew his vision had slipped. He failed the first screening. The clerk told him he had to go see a specialist and return in a month, or he would lose his license. David was devastated. When the doctor quietly explained that his vision had declined to the point where he might soon fail his driver's license vision test, it felt like the ground beneath his feet had shifted. For most people, driving is just another routine activity. But for David, it represented independence. It meant visiting his grandchildren whenever he wanted, driving to the park on quiet mornings, and going to the grocery store without asking anyone for help. The idea of losing that freedom felt unbearable. He began imagining a future where he had to depend on others for the simplest errands. The thought alone made him feel older than he really was. For several days, David couldn't stop thinking about it. He started searching for answers, reading articles, and watching videos about natural ways to support eye health. That's when he came across my protocol. At first, he was skeptical. Like many people, he had already tried different supplements. Bottles of pills promising better eyesight were sitting in his kitchen cabinet. But nothing had made a real difference. Still, something about this simple, food-based approach caught his attention. Instead of relying on another supplement, the protocol focused on something much simpler: giving the eyes the nutrients they naturally need, in the form the body understands best, real food. David decided he had nothing to lose, so he committed fully. But he didn't just start eating carrots randomly during the day. He followed the instructions carefully. Every evening before bed, he prepared a small bowl of steamed carrots. He would gently cook them until they were soft and easy to mash. Then he added a small amount of grass-fed butter and mixed it in until the carrots became smooth and creamy. This step was important because vitamin A is a fat-soluble nutrient. Without healthy fat, the body cannot properly absorb it. The butter helped his body unlock the full nutritional power of the carrots. Night after night, this simple routine became part of his life. And something interesting was happening inside his body. Those carrots were packed with beta-carotene, a natural compound that the body converts into vitamin A. This vitamin plays a critical role in supporting the eyes. It helps maintain the health of the cornea, the clear outer surface of the eye, and supports the mucous membranes that keep the eyes properly lubricated. Over time, the dryness David had been feeling in his eyes began to fade. The irritation he used to experience while reading at night slowly became less noticeable. Even the glare from headlights during evening drives didn't seem as harsh as before. The changes were gradual, but they were real. David stayed consistent with the routine. He understood that the body needs time to repair and rebalance itself. Instead of expecting overnight results, he trusted the process. For weeks later, the moment of truth arrived. David walked into the DMV feeling nervous but hopeful. He sat down in front of the vision chart, took a deep breath, and began reading the letters. To his surprise, the letters looked clearer than he remembered. He read the required line and passed. But he didn't stop there. Without realizing it at first, David continued reading the line below the one he needed. The examiner looked up, slightly surprised, and confirmed the result. David had not only passed the test, he had exceeded the requirement. When he stepped outside the building, he felt an overwhelming sense of relief. The fear that had weighed on him for weeks was gone. Later he told me that he felt like he had been given a second lease on life. Because this story isn't really about a vision chart. It's about something much deeper. It's about protecting the independence you've spent decades building. It's about maintaining the quality of life that allows you to enjoy your mornings, your family, and the simple freedom of going wherever you want. And David's experience highlights something. The body doesn't need another pill. Sometimes it simply needs the right nutrients at the right time. This is why the 3 vitamin A foods we discussed are so important. Sweet potatoes help support the retina and improve night vision. Egg yolks provide lutein and zeaxanthin, which nourish the macula, the part of the eye responsible for sharp central vision. And cooked carrots help support the cornea, keeping the surface of the eyes healthy and clear. Each of these foods supports a different part of the visual system. But here's where many people make a mistake. They eat these foods occasionally, at random times during the day, and expect dramatic results. Unfortunately, the body doesn't work that way. Nutrition works best when it follows a consistent routine that the body can adapt to and rely on. That's why the before-bed protocol is so powerful. During the night, your body enters repair mode. Cells regenerate, tissues recover, and nutrients are delivered to the areas that need them most. When the right nutrients are available before sleep, the body can use that quiet repair window to support delicate structures like the eyes. And this is exactly where the real magic of this simple routine begins. Most people don't realize that your body performs some of its most intense repair work while you are asleep. During the night, when your mind is resting and the world becomes quiet, your body enters a powerful restoration mode. Cells begin repairing themselves, tissues regenerate, and vital systems start working behind the scenes to maintain your health. One of the most important organs involved in this process is your liver. While you sleep, your liver carefully processes the nutrients you consume during the day and sends them through your bloodstream to the tissues that need them the most. This includes delicate tissues like those found in your eyes. That means the timing of your nutrition can make a real difference. By consuming vitamin A-rich foods at dinner, or as a light evening meal, you are essentially preparing your body for that nighttime repair shift. You are flooding your bloodstream with the exact nutrients your eyes rely on right before your body begins its natural restoration cycle. This simple timing strategy allows your body to use the quiet hours of the night to support the structures responsible for vision. So here is the simple plan I often recommend to my patients. It is not complicated. It doesn't involve expensive supplements or extreme diets. It is simply a weekly rotation designed to keep things both effective and enjoyable. On Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, I recommend something I like to call sunset mash. Take 1 sweet potato and about a cup of carrots. Steam them until they become soft and easy to mash. Once they are tender, combine them in a bowl and mash them together. Then add a generous tablespoon of high-quality butter or olive oil. This step is extremely important. The healthy fat is not optional. Vitamin A is a fat-soluble nutrient, which means your body cannot absorb it properly without fat. Think of the fat as the key that unlocks the door, allowing vitamin A to enter your cells where it can actually do its work. Season the mash with a small pinch of salt and pepper. The result is a simple dish that is sweet, savory, comforting, and incredibly nourishing. Then on Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, the focus shifts to what I call golden eggs. Soft boil 2 eggs so that the yolks remain slightly runny. This method helps preserve important heat-sensitive nutrients that can be damaged when eggs are overcooked. Serve these eggs over a slice of whole grain toast or alongside lightly sautéed greens like spinach or kale. The yolk is where the magic truly lives. It contains powerful nutrients like lutein, zeaxanthin, and natural vitamin A compounds that support the health of the macula and other parts of the eye responsible for clear central vision. Sunday becomes your flexible day. You can choose either option depending on what you feel like eating. This rotation ensures that throughout the week you are providing your body with both the precursors and active forms of vitamin A that support different structures within the eye. The beauty of this routine is its simplicity. It doesn't require expensive powders, complicated recipes, or hard-to-find ingredients. It simply asks you to return to something humanity relied on for generations: real, whole foods prepared with care. But here is the most important part of this entire process. You must be consistent. Vision restoration does not happen overnight. It is a gradual rebuilding process. The tissues in your eyes respond slowly to nutritional support. Your eyesight did not decline in a single week, and it will not completely recover in a single week either. But if you stay consistent, if you nourish your body day after day with the respect it deserves, you may begin to notice small changes. Colors may appear brighter. Nighttime driving may feel less intimidating. Words on a page may seem clearer, and the faces of the people you love may slowly come back into sharper focus. Now, some of you listening may feel skeptical. You might be thinking, "Doctor, I've been told there is nothing I can do about my vision." And I understand that skepticism. It is a natural reaction when people feel like they have tried everything without success. Many individuals feel discouraged after relying only on medications or expensive supplements that promise miracles but deliver very little. But today I am asking you to consider something different. I am asking you to trust nature. I am asking you to trust the remarkable wisdom of your own body. The foods we discussed, sweet potatoes, eggs, carrots, are not modern inventions. They are the same nourishing foods that supported human health for generations. Long before processed foods filled grocery store shelves, these were the simple ingredients people relied on for strength and vitality. Unfortunately, modern diets have moved us far away from those basics. Processed foods, refined sugars, and unhealthy oils have replaced many of the nutrients our bodies truly need. And in many ways, our eyes are paying the price for that shift. In a strange way, we are surrounded by food, yet still starving for nutrition. But the good news is that this trend can be reversed. You do not have to passively accept the idea that declining vision is simply a normal part of aging. You have the ability to take meaningful steps to defend and support your eyesight. I have seen it happen for Joan. I have seen it happen for David. And I have seen it happen for thousands of others who refuse to accept darkness as their only future. Instead of giving up, they chose to support their bodies with nutrition. They chose to believe that healing and repair were still possible. And today, I am honored to offer that same possibility to you. Just imagine your next eye appointment. Imagine sitting in that chair while your optometrist checks your vision chart. Imagine the look of surprise when they realize that your eyesight hasn't worsened and may have even stabilized or improved. Imagine the quiet pride you might feel when you explain that you supported your vision naturally, simply by changing the way you nourish your body. That future is possible, and it doesn't start next year. It doesn't start next month. It starts tonight. It starts with your next trip to the grocery store and the small decisions you make about the foods you bring home. Do not wait until the lights grow dim before taking action. Start nourishing your eyes now. Give them the color, the healthy fats, and the vitamins they have been quietly asking for. Because you deserve to see the beauty of this world for as long as possible. You deserve to watch your grandchildren grow up with clear vision. And you deserve to maintain the independence that allows you to live life on your own terms.